Hey there, welcome to today's video. Have you ever noticed how someone's walk can change as they get older? Maybe you've seen it in a friend, a family member, or perhaps you've noticed subtle changes in your own gait recently. These small shifts in how we move might seem insignificant, but they could actually be whispering something important about your health. I'm talking about a walking pattern that doctors and researchers have linked to serious health conditions, even terminal illness in some cases. Now, I don't share this to frighten you, but because knowledge is power, especially when it comes to our health after the age of 60. You see, our bodies constantly communicate with us, and one of the most overlooked signals is the way we walk. Most people think a changing gait is just part of getting older, something we can't do anything about. But that's not always true. Sometimes, it's your body's desperate attempt to tell you something is wrong before it's too late. Medical researchers have discovered that certain walking patterns can be early warning signs of conditions that, if caught early enough, could literally add years to your life. But if ignored, well, the consequences can be devastating. Let me tell you about Martha, a viewer who reached out to me last year. Martha noticed that her husband, Tom, had started shuffling his feet slightly when he walked, just a small change that she initially brushed off as normal aging. They were both in their mid-60s, active and generally healthy, but something about that subtle change in his walking troubled her. After watching one of my videos, Martha convinced Tom to mention it at his next checkup. The doctor ordered some tests, and they discovered early signs of a neurological condition that, if left untreated, could have progressed rapidly. Because they caught it early, Tom started treatment, and a year later, he's still going on his daily walks, still playing with his grandchildren, still living the retirement they had planned. If you're still here and this video is helping you, please leave a quick comment below. I'd really appreciate knowing you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. So what exactly should you be looking for? The first warning sign is what specialists refer to as decreased stride length. In simple terms, your steps become noticeably shorter. You might feel like you're taking more steps to cover the same distance you used to walk with fewer steps. This isn't just about getting older or being a bit stiff. It can be an early indicator of serious neurological issues or even certain types of cancer that affect your nervous system. The second red flag is asymmetrical walking, when one leg moves differently from the other. Perhaps you're putting more weight on one side, or one foot is dragging slightly. Most people dismiss this as just a little limp or blame it on an old injury, but uneven walking that develops gradually can signal problems with your brain, spine, or even tumors that are pressing on nerves controlling movement. What makes these walking changes so dangerous is how easily they can be missed or dismissed. We tend to adapt to them without noticing, or we attribute them to normal aging. But here's the truth. Normal aging doesn't typically cause sudden or pronounced changes in your walking pattern. If you notice these changes happening over weeks or a few months, rather than years, that's your body sending up a warning flare. The good news? Your body is giving you this warning for a reason. It's giving you a chance to act before it's too late. In many cases, catching these conditions early can be the difference between effective treatment and a terminal diagnosis, between living the vibrant, active life you deserve in your golden years or facing a much more difficult path. In the next part of our discussion, we'll look at 3 more critical walking patterns that could signal serious health problems, and I'll share exactly what you should do if you recognize any of these signs in yourself or someone you love. Because when it comes to these particular health warnings, time truly is of the essence. Now, beyond those first 2 warning signs we discussed, there's another critical walking pattern that could signal something serious is happening inside your body. It's what doctors call postural instability. In everyday terms, this means having trouble maintaining your balance while walking. You might feel unsteady, like you're about to fall, or you might actually start experiencing more frequent falls. Many people write this off as just getting older, or blame it on slippery floors or poor lighting. But sudden changes in your balance system don't just happen because you've celebrated another birthday. These changes can indicate problems with your brain, inner ear, or certain types of cancer that affect the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for coordination and balance. I remember talking to Robert, a 72-year-old who had always been steady on his feet. He was a former construction worker who took pride in his physical capabilities. But within just 2 months, his daughter noticed he was suddenly grabbing furniture as he moved around his house. He was dismissing it as just getting old, but she knew better. After some resistance, she convinced him to see his doctor. The tests revealed a brain tumor that was still in its early stages. Because they caught it when they did, Robert underwent treatment, and today, 3 years later, he's back to working in his garden and playing golf twice a week. The fourth pattern to watch for is what specialists call a festinating gait. That's medical speak for when your walking becomes accelerated but with very short shuffling steps, almost like you're trying to catch up with your own center of gravity. It might feel like you're being pulled forward when you walk. This particular pattern has strong connections to Parkinson's disease and related conditions that, while not always terminal, can significantly reduce quality of life if not addressed early. If you're still here and this video is helping you, please leave a quick comment below. I'd really appreciate knowing you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. Perhaps the most concerning walking pattern, and one that's frequently overlooked, is what doctors call circumduction. This is when you swing one leg in a semicircle while walking, almost like you're trying to avoid stepping on something. It often occurs due to weakness or lack of coordination in one leg. While it might seem like just an odd walking quirk, this pattern can signal serious issues with your spinal cord or brain, including tumors, stroke, or multiple sclerosis. What makes these walking changes particularly dangerous is how they can appear gradually. You might adapt without even realizing it. Your brain is remarkably good at compensating for physical changes, which means you might not notice the severity of what's happening until it's progressed significantly. I need you to understand something important. These changes aren't just inconvenient signs of getting older. They're potential signals that your body is fighting something serious, something that could dramatically shorten your life if left unchecked. The statistics are sobering. When certain neurological conditions that affect walking are diagnosed early, survival rates can be 7 to 10 times higher compared to those with late-stage diagnosis. Think about that for a moment. The difference between noticing a change in your walking pattern and dismissing it could literally be years of your life. Years you could spend with your children, grandchildren, traveling, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying the retirement you've worked so hard for. I know this isn't easy to hear. No one wants to consider the possibility of a serious illness, but I'm sharing this information because I've seen too many people delay seeking help until it's too late. I've received numerous messages from viewers who wish their parents or grandparents had recognized these warning signs sooner. In the next part, I'll show you exactly what to do if you recognize any of these patterns in yourself or someone you love. You'll learn the specific steps to take, what to say to your doctor to ensure you're taken seriously, and the tests you should request, because knowledge without action isn't enough. And when it comes to these particular warning signs, taking quick action could save your life. So, what should you do if you recognize any of these walking patterns in yourself or someone you care about? First, don't panic, but don't delay either. This is the time for prompt, decisive action. Start by documenting what you're noticing. Use your phone to take a video of the walking pattern. This serves two crucial purposes. It gives you a reference point to notice any progression, and it provides your doctor with visual evidence they can't dismiss. Next, schedule an appointment specifically to address this concern. When you call, don't just ask for a routine checkup. Explicitly state that you've noticed changes in your walking pattern that concern you. This helps ensure you're given enough time for a proper assessment rather than being rushed through a standard appointment. When you see your doctor, be direct and specific in your communication. Don't downplay what you're experiencing or attribute it to age. Say something like, "I've noticed my walking has changed in the last few months. My steps are shorter and I feel unsteady. I'm concerned this might indicate something serious and I'd like it thoroughly investigated." If necessary, show them the video you've taken. Here's where many people go wrong. They accept vague reassurances without insisting on proper testing. If your doctor suggests it's just age-related changes, politely but firmly ask, "What tests can we do to rule out neurological issues or other serious conditions that might cause these changes?" The tests you should consider include a comprehensive neurological examination, an MRI of the brain and spine, and possibly a referral to a neurologist or a movement disorder specialist. Remember Helen, a 68-year-old retired teacher who watched one of my earlier videos? She had been noticing her right foot dragging slightly for about 2 months. Her primary doctor initially told her it was probably just arthritis in her hip, but Helen persisted, requesting the tests I mentioned. The MRI revealed a small tumor pressing on her spinal cord. Because she caught it early, before it had grown or spread, her treatment was relatively straightforward, and her prognosis excellent. Helen later told me, "That video literally saved my life. I would have accepted the arthritis explanation if I hadn't known what to ask for." If you're still here and this video is helping you, please leave a quick comment below. I'd really appreciate knowing you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. Now, while you're waiting for medical answers, there are things you can do to improve your walking and overall strength, potentially. Gentle exercises that focus on balance and coordination, such as Tai Chi, specific yoga poses, or supervised physical therapy, can be helpful. These won't cure a serious underlying condition, but they can help maintain your mobility and potentially slow its progression while you seek proper medical attention. It's also crucial to make your home safer during this time. Remove loose rugs, install grab bars in key locations, ensure good lighting, and consider using a walking aid if balance is an issue. These practical steps can prevent falls that might complicate your situation. I want to emphasize something important here. This isn't just about preventing the worst-case scenario. It's about protecting your independence and maintaining a high quality of life. Even if the changes in your walking pattern pattern aren't signaling something terminal. Addressing them promptly can prevent falls that lead to broken hips, extended hospitalizations, and the cascade of complications that often follow. Think about what matters most to you in your daily life. Maybe it's being able to play with your grandchildren, travel with your spouse, work in your garden, or simply maintain your independence at home. All of these depend on your mobility. By taking these walking changes seriously, you're not just potentially saving your life, you're protecting the lifestyle you've worked so hard to build. I've received hundreds of messages from viewers who took action after watching these videos. Some discovered serious conditions that, thanks to early intervention, were successfully treated. Others found less severe issues that, once addressed, significantly improved their mobility and quality of life. But almost all of them said the same thing: I wouldn't have taken this seriously if I hadn't understood what it could mean. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing this information. Your walking pattern isn't just about how you move from place to place. It's a window into your neurological health, your musculoskeletal system, and potentially serious underlying conditions. By knowing what to look for and taking prompt action, you're putting yourself in the best possible position to enjoy many more healthy, active years. Remember, in health matters like these, being vigilant isn't being alarmist, it's being wise. You've lived long enough to know that prevention and early intervention are always preferable to crisis management. Trust what your body is telling you, advocate for yourself, and take action while you have the most options available to you. Thanks for watching today's video. Take a moment to comment below with one takeaway and how you'll apply it in your own life. We really do read and appreciate every message. If you found this content useful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Your support helps us continue to show up for you. See you next time.